So today we're talking about clarity and the power that it has on your goal setting. Clarity is always kind of a hot topic in high performance. Everybody's seeking clarity. Some people don't even know if they have clarity or ever have. If you ask yourself, like, when is the last time that I really felt clear on my goals and who I am and what I'm after in life and why I'm here? A lot of people actually don't even have that. So today I'm going to talk about goal setting and clarity and how they can mesh together and really be super impactful for you and your success. So my question for you is, what is clarity to you? Is it just knowing what you want to do in life? I'm pretty clear on who I am. I'm a mom. I'm an entrepreneur. I've got goals. Here's what I want to be. But is it deeper than that? I think so. So I see clarity as the ability to understand why you want to do the things you do, why you are who you are, and why you want to go where you want to go, and then the path to get you there. So I've broken this down into 4 different things that you need in your goal setting to get crystal clear and have this path just so easy. So the first one is why. The second one is where are you now? And the third one is where do you want to go? And the fourth one is how are you going to get there? So I'm going to break all of this down for you, so don't worry. So let me tell you real quick. My 2 youngest daughters, 7 and 9 years old, have recently become very interested in gymnastics, which is totally foreign to me. I'm a volleyball player, basketball player. I ran track. I played golf all the time. So I'm more of a traditional sports mom. And the girls have always played softball. My son played football and baseball, but never have we gotten into the gymnastics, dance, cheer realm. And so it's all new to me. I took them to a trial, and as I was watching some of the bigger girls in the more advanced gymnastic, I was just in awe of their talent, for one. But I just realized that there's always some component of a catapult, something to help them launch. My girls' favorite little section of the trial was the vault. They did a little run and jumped on the little catapult up onto a box. They didn't do the actual vault, but you get my point. So I'm going to use that vault as a metaphor to what we're talking about here today. I don't know all the terminology for gymnastics. If you're a gymnastics mom, don't hold it against me. So the first thing I want you to do is, now I want you to get your notebook out, and because we're going to be taking notes and we're going to dive deep. I want you to actually do a lot of reflecting here and then preparation as well. So the first one we're talking about is why. What is your why? And you've always kind of heard, I got to have a why. Like, what's my why? Well, I want to be financially stable, or my why is my kids. Like I want to be good for them. But let's go a little bit deeper than that. Okay. So if you take the example of financial freedom, a lot of people say my why is getting out of debt. So I want financial freedom. That's my why. That's my driver. It really drives me and pushes me every day to stay focused and keep going. Well, why? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the why is that your why exercise. So we're going to go deeper and deeper and deeper, and get your pencil out, your pen, and your notebook, and let's write your first one down. Like the very first thing that comes to your mind. Why is what drives you? Why do you have that thing that you're after, or that's supporting you, or that's pushing you, or that really sits in your heart and that makes you want to be better? What is that? That's your why. So I'm going to just use the financial freedom example, okay? So we want financial freedom. Now ask yourself, why? So right under that, I want you to write, why do I want financial freedom? Or why do I want that first thing? Well, maybe I want to get out of debt. There's stress with debt, and I just want to be debt-free. Why? Well, because it's stressful, and I want to be able to go on vacations and do things with my family without worrying about money. Good. Why? Well, I want to give my kids experiences and things that they can, have memories and look back on and say, wow, that was a great upbringing. Why? Well, I guess because my parents did that. My parents took me on vacations and I really valued that. Well, why is that important to you? Well, I guess because I'm a little disappointed that I can't do that right now. And why is that important? Well, probably because I haven't made something of myself yet. And why is that important? Probably to prove to my parents that I'm good enough, that I'm as good as my siblings, that I can do good things. Now we're getting somewhere. So now it's like, ooh, that's deep and that's kind of emotional. When you stop this process, when you stop asking yourself, why is that my why? It needs to be emotional. It needs to strike a chord. It needs to hit you deep in your heart, in your soul. It's not just about finances right now. It's about proving to myself and my parents that I'm good and that I can do good things and I can be successful. So those are two totally different things, but they came from the same list. They came from the same person, the same story. But do you understand what I'm saying? Like when we only scratch the surface on your why, that's not enough to drive you. That's not enough to keep you dedicated when things get tough. When you get in the weeds and in the mucky middle of everything that you're going to be going through, you hit financial just almost bankruptcy. Is the financial freedom part, is that story going to keep you going? Or is it the prove to myself and prove to my parents that I'm worthy? That's your driving force. So when you're going through this why, picture this as your platform, like that vault story I was telling you about. It's kind of the runway, right? Like it's what's solid, surface, gonna be that firm foundation that you can spring off of. You can't put a catapult on something like a pillow because there's no surface, there's no structure, there's no foundation to push that force off of, right? So we gotta be solid on that. And we gotta have it deep and rooted. Okay, so that's our platform. So number 2, we're gonna talk about where are you now? This is your springboard. This is your catapult. This is a thing that a lot of people don't understand because they're constantly looking at where they want to go. But those goals sometimes aren't even applicable because they don't know exactly where they are now. So this is part of a foundation, right? Knowing where you are. But when you've got that solid why, and then you figure out where you are, then your goals are going to be so much more achievable because you know exactly how to get there and what it's going to take to get there. If you don't know where you are currently, then you don't know exactly what it's going to take. You've got to get clear on your status right now. So some things that I'm talking about, I want to go through 7 different things that you need to be clear on where you are right now. Your finances. You need to make sure that you've got everything up here. You know it all. It's on paper and it's all structured. You know where you are. You know where you stand. You know what your expenses are. You know what your income is. You know what your debt is. You know where your investments are. All those things, just get them out and lay them out. Okay? On a spreadsheet, on a piece of paper, whatever. These are kind of like check boxes. Once you do it, you're done. And then you just adjust, from here on out. The next one is going to be your level or your status of where you are right now. So if you're a business owner, let's just say you're you're a starter, or you're in the grow phase, or you're in the scale phase, or wherever you are in the status of your current position, if you're a CEO or if you're, just starting a new job. This is where you want to just mark where you are professionally. And maybe it's follower status if you're an influencer, but those can just be documented. Here's where I started. The next thing is health. So nutrition, exercise, your morning routines, your nighttime routines, those things that all incorporate your physical well-being. We want to make sure that you have everything written down. This is here's how I eat right now. I eat out 3 times a week. I cook a meal once a week. I eat leftovers, once a week. I eat chips. I eat this. Here's how I exercise. I exercise every day. Just document, okay? Don't start judging yourself if you're not where you want to be. This is not about judgment, shame, or guilt. This is about just laying out the current status of where you are so we can take that information and move forward, okay? The next one is your time and your schedule. What does your time look like? I know there's a lot of people out there wanting to work on their work-life balance, right? So right now, well, I spend about 9 hours a day working and about 1 hour with my kids. Or, I wake up at this time and go to bed at this time. I watch TV for this amount of time. Anything that you can document as far as how you spend your time and what your schedule looks like, that's going to be a huge eye-opener. The next one is mindset. So I really want you to think about this one. The next 3 are going to be a little bit more kind of gut-wrenching. The other ones were kind of like, oh yeah, I can just document, what I do or where I'm at. That's fine. The next 3 are going to be a little bit more thought-provoking, and I want some time put into this. So mindset. Where are you currently with your mindset? Are you an optimist, or do you tend to kind of get negative a little bit? Do you criticize others? Do you gossip? Do you practice any kind of mindfulness? Do you do any kind of meditations or positive affirmations? Just document. Be completely honest with yourself here. If you start to say, "Oh no, I'm fine. I got good mindset. Like I'm a happy person." Let's go deeper. Okay, what is under the surface that it could possibly be holding you back? So I want you to journal as much as you can about this. Say, gosh, I really, my mindset has been like not on God lately, and I really want to be there. So document that. If you know where you want to be, it might be a little clearer on where you are now if you start to reflect on it that way too. The next one is mood. Oh, are you grumpy? Are you short with your kids? Do you tend to kind of just nag your husband? What is it when you reflect on your day? How was my mood? Was it up and down? Do I swing big time? Or am I on a solid happy that maybe isn't right, like isn't true? Or am I just always like in a bad mood? Document. That's all I ask. And the last one is habits and routines. So what are you doing right now to support a successful lifestyle? Are you getting a morning routine in? Are you doing any kind of self-care? Are you doing a nighttime routine? Are you, do you have set breaks throughout the day? Or do you just work constantly, and then try and have energy at the end of the day and you're frustrated because you're exhausted? Document every habit and every routine that you can think of. Write it down. Say, yeah, I'm actually pretty good about waking up early, and I do my devotional and prayer, and that's about it. But hey, that's a habit, and that's something to be documented, whether it's a good habit or bad habit. What's pulling you away, what's distracting you from going to where you want to be, and what's supporting you from go where you want to go. Okay, so those 7 things are going to help you really take a clear look at where you are and who you are. And then it's going to just explode from there, okay? So that is your springboard. So once you understand and get clear of where you are, boom, we're going to go. So the third one is, where do you want to go? Now, this one is the actual vault. So the knowing where you are currently is the catapult, because I feel like knowing where you want to go, when they hit that vault part, that's where they go high, right? Like they got some momentum when they hit that springboard, and you got momentum knowing where you are now. But once you hit that vault, you're gone. You're gone. The height that you can get is outrageous when you know where you want to go. Okay, so the first thing I want you to think about is SWAT, SWAT. Okay, so I'm kind of giving little mini workshops within each one of these, so I hope you're taking notes fast. But SWAT, I don't really do the SMART goals because I feel like SWAT is just a little bit more applicable. So the S is specific. You gotta have specific goals. If you just say, I want to make more money, or I want to be financially free, like what does that actually mean to you? And what number do you need to hit to feel financially free? If I hit $100,000 in sales at the end of the year, that will be my goal. Okay, so we got to get very specific on goals, especially financial, especially health and weight loss. You know exactly how much weight you want to lose, or if you want to get down to a certain body fat percentage, whatever it is that you're wanting to do to level up in your company.
Now is the time to take control of your life and start playing
business
with your
to
life
a different level by opening up another retail store. Be specific about it. Don't just say, I want to grow or I want to improve. That's just so vague, and you have no target to actually hit. So then the W in SWAT is written. You've got to write down your goals. They need to be written everywhere. If you get sticky notes, if you get whiteboards, write it on your mirror, write it on, I have a gigantic, I don't think you can see it from here, no, gigantic wall calendar. It's a year-long dry erase calendar, so I can keep it up there forever. But I can look at that every single day and know exactly where my goals are and what markers I need to hit and when. And then I see that day ticking down. The calendar is, it starts ticking down, and I'm like, oh gosh, here it comes. Like it's coming. Long gone are the days where I end up in December and I go, oh my gosh, I didn't even try to hit my goal. I actually forgot what my goal was. I don't even know. What did I actually even have for my New Year's resolutions? I don't even know. Yeah, long gone are those days. Write down your goals and put them up in front of yourself, your year one, and then we'll talk about those later, but write them all down. Next one is the A, adaptable. I want you to be able to change that goal. If you're new to goal setting and you haven't ever really reached for something big, you might reach for something small, or you might reach for something way too big. So I don't want you to shame yourself, and I don't want you to feel guilty or like a failure if you hit that goal too early and you're like, well, that was easy, and you lose steam. Or if it's the carrot's too far out there in front and you go, this is ridiculous. Like I don't even have a chance. Adapt and don't feel bad about it. Say, okay, that 100,000 is not quite achievable right now. We're going to cut it back. And now this one is a little bit further out there for me that I can actually reach. So adaptable. You've got to be able to change and be okay with that. And then there's T, the time-based. It's got to be time-based. You got to have it on a calendar. If you just say, yeah, I want to grow, or I want to get $100,000, but you don't have a specific date where you're wanting to get that by, again, the target is just too blurry and it's too big. There's no real target. It's just shooting at nothing. So we want to get specific. We want to write them down. We want to have them adaptable, and then we want to have them time-based. So all of these aspects of your goal should support and align with your why. So make sure that your why is, I don't want to be a failure, and I want to show my parents and myself that I can succeed. Does that even match with your goal? Like, are you wanting to lose 10 pounds? Like, does that even match? Like, your why is really strong. Like, maybe you should up the ante a little bit on your goal. Like, just make sure they align and they're headed in the same direction.
Hey, I just wanted to take a break from the video real quick just to let you know that I'm going to do something crazy. Maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't. Yes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to offer 50% off an 8-week coaching program. This is a limited time offer. I will not be doing this for very long, but if you want to take advantage, go ahead and sign up for your free 30-minute strategy call. Link is in the description, and I'll get you your code on the call. Now is the time to take control of your life and start playing offense with your life and your business. Now let's get after it.
All right, the fourth one is how to get there. So we know why we want to get there and what's going to support us. We know where we are currently. We know where we want to go. And now we need the roadmap, right? We need to know how to get there. I see this as the coach in the gymnastics realm. This is the person that, or the thing, or the community, or the support system, or the accountability partner that you have that's going to help, and your plan. It's your plan as well, but it's your support system and your structure and your plan. So the coach is always there for feedback, right? Saying, nope, tweak this, tweak this, tweak this. Here's how we do it. Let's lay out your actual moves. Here's what you're going to do. Here's the plan. Now I'm going to give you feedback, and we're going to coach you to get the best, most efficient plan executed. So that's kind of what a coach is, which I highly recommend getting a coach. But if you don't have that, get an accountability partner, have your spouse help you out, share your goals with someone so they know what you're after, and really just surround yourself with support and community and like-minded people that are going to get you there. So when I talk about this, the last one, how, I'm going to give you a little bit of a plan, okay? So we're going to hit a year-long goal. I want you to set a year-long goal. So go ahead and write that down. I want it to be written. It's specific, it's adaptable, and it's a year long. So it's going to be time-based, right? So with that year-long goal, I want you to, we're not going to exactly cut it in half, but we want to get a 6-month goal as well. So let's say it's going to take a little bit longer to reach that, maybe the midpoint. So we might want to set the 6-month goal just a little bit off of that, if that makes sense. So you're going to have, it's more like a ramp as opposed to a flat road. You're going to ramp up and you're going to get closer to your goal as the year comes to an end, and you're going to have more momentum, and things are going to compile on top of each other, and your skills and your knowledge and your expertise and everything's going to snowball. So it's going to be a little bit, the growth is going to be higher towards the end of the year probably, especially if you're in retail, it's fourth quarter. So you want to make sure that you're adjusting that 6-month goal accordingly. Are you going to hit 50,000 in July? Probably not. So let's lower that a little bit because fourth quarter is going to be so much bigger, right? So I hope that makes sense, but let's get a 6-month goal. Now, breaking down the 6-month goal into a 3-month goal is going to be just a little bit easier, a little more compact and tightened in. So let's get yourself a 3-month goal. And then from that 3-month goal, we want monthly goals, weekly goals, and daily goals. So that's a lot. I know, it's a lot. Don't get overwhelmed. First thing I want you to think about is yearly, 6-month, 3-month. Get those written down, get them up on your calendar, and then we're going to work on your habits, your routines, the things that are going to lead you, those needle-moving activities that are going to lead to winning your day, winning your week, and then achieving those monthly goals. That's going to get you to your 3-month goal. That's going to get you to your 6-month goal, and then to your year, okay? So as the year goes on and you hit your 3-month goal, you're still going to need to push some things out, right? Because you can't just hit your 6-month and then wait for the year. You got to keep implementing these things. So go ahead and once you hit that 6-month marker, go ahead and keep getting those. Set another 3-month marker out. It's all about just markers and landmarks for you at that point because you've developed the habits and routines daily and weekly to support that system and what you're doing throughout the day to get to that goal. I know that was a lot, but I really, truly believe in this system. And I believe that if you can find clarity in who you are, your why, where you are now, where you want to go, and how you can get there, you can achieve anything. Anything you put in front of you, you can achieve with clarity and the right process. So thank you so much. Please don't forget to subscribe. And if you think that this was very helpful, please send it to someone else. Help them out. We want to support each other, eat more women, more entrepreneurs. We just want everybody to be successful this year. And send it to them, subscribe, like, comment, tell me what you thought. Thank you, and go out and bless somebody else.